Hello boys and girls, I'm Mr. D'Annunzio, your PE teacher. A little bit loud outside. Of course, it's a beautiful day out today and everyone wants to cut the grass. Anytime that I ever do these videos, it always happens. But don't worry, I have a very loud mouth and you'll definitely hear everything that I'm saying. As you all know, camera come this way please. As you all know, we've been doing football. Last week we started football. We worked on throwing and catching in a stationary position, and we also did throwing and catching on the move. All right, this week we're going to continue football. All right, we're going to work on running with the football, and we're going to also do some kicking with the football. Again, the week that we're working on now is October 12th through the 16th. All right, at some point we're going to have to work our fitness into our class. We usually do fitness every class, but I'd like to work a little bit more fitness in with our classes. So you're going to see that as we go from class to class. But again, this week, running with the football and kicking with the football. All right. For this week also, I am not doing live warm-ups with you like I usually do. As promised last week, we're going to do a YouTube video, and if you go on the actual lesson plan, which is located in Google Classroom Stream section, it's right there for you. So all you have to do is scroll down, and it's right there for you to click, and it's easy for you to find fast. And I encourage you to do the Google Forms right away after you complete the lessons, so you know that you completed them. The YouTube video, all right, as promised, it's a very interactive video. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's a Zumba dance. So the dance is probably about 25 minutes long. So if you are doing the dance, you can do some at one point, part at one point, and part at another point. All right, because we have 2 days of PE. All right. So if you're going to come over here, video, come on over here. I want you to stand that way and face this way. All right, face me over here. There you go. Sorry, everybody. My wife is taping me today, not my kids, so she's new to the video. But if you're noticing, we're going to work on running with the football. So when you run with the football, all right, you cradle the football. Come a little closer now. You're going to cradle the football just like this, with the nose of the football into your side, and you're going to hold your hand on top of the ball like this. So when you run, the ball is always in front of you. You never want to be swinging the ball like this, because if you swing a ball, someone can knock it out from behind. You want to have control of your ball when you run with the ball. All right, so the ball goes here, nose the ball. The laces you can see are here, and it's cradled right up against your side. All right, come over here, camera. A little closer, keep going, keep going. All right, so today I have two, we're gonna work on those two skills. The first one is running. So what I did is I set up a little mini obstacle course today. All right, it looks kind of silly and goofy, but guess what? In PE class, we probably have relays set up where we challenge you with some of these skills while incorporating some of your fitness in with it. So what I have for you here is I have like a little weave. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna run up with your ball, weave it through, doing a figure 8. You're gonna come up to the first hula hoop. All right, and you're going to do lateral jumps. Lateral jump means in and out with your ball. All right, so you're going to do 10 back and forth. You're then going to hustle up to your next hoop. All right, you're going to do 10 jumping jacks. And then after your 10 jumping jacks, you'll stand between your toes. You're target. Now for me, I have a pretty easy target here. All right, but if you are a little bit more skilled, you can move your target back. You can create a hula hoop instead of having a square object. And again, for this relay, you can be creative. You don't have to do what I'm doing. That's the best part about it. You can come up with a relay of your own. And in your Google form, I might ask you a short answer question about your relay, because I like to hear what you came up with. My relay is not always the right relay to do. It's not always the right answer. All right, so again, be creative and have some fun with this. But always remember, the skill that you're learning is running with the football. So make sure you cradle your ball. The only time it should be out is maybe when you're doing your jumping jacks, because that's something where you're gonna need your arms. All right, so here we go. I'm by myself today, but again, if you have a partner or a sibling or a parent, you can always do it against them, or you can take turns. So here we go, running through. Lateral jumps. If you don't have supplies with you that you need, you can make them. You can use them. Go up, good form. And then when you're done, you're going to skip these two skills. You'll weave back through. And of course, if someone was here, they could take a turn, all right, or you can go again. All right, a lot of kids have been asking, what happens if I don't have equipment? Again, we have cones set up here. All right, the cones are one way you can move in and out of your obstacles. All right, what are some other ways? Let's think for a second, some other ways. How about milk cartons, orange juice containers, anything that you could use as a form of zigzagging. All right, hula hoops, you can make your own out of cardboard if you have cardboard. All right, or any type of circle object. All right, now obviously cardboard, you could make circles, you can make squares, whatever you'd like to do. All right, so again, this is skill number 1. Get the stuff out of your way. All right, it's out of the way. All right, so you definitely don't want to see me trip and fall, so safety is always first. And let me just go over something else. Very important to have your shoes tied. All right, it's beautiful fall out here. As you can see, the grass. Camera, take a look at the grass. Beautiful grass. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, the leaves all over the place. And as the fall is here, all right, the grass can be damp in the morning. It can still be wet in the afternoon. You can slip and fall. Shoelaces should always be tied, and you should always be wearing sneakers. All right, now kicking is the next skill. We have punting and we have actually field goal kicking. A punt, all right, is exactly how it sounds. You're going to kick and punt the ball. Now, as you know, last week I was bragging about the Giants with my giant football, but they did a lot of punting last year. All right, or I'm sorry, last week. So a punt is where you hold the ball with 2 hands and you take a step with 1 foot. So I'm a righty, so what I would do is take a step with my left foot and drop the ball down, and then my right foot would come through and kick the ball with the top part of my foot. You're not going to use your toe, because with your toe you have no idea where it's going to go. Now this football, as you can see, is a rubber football. It's one of the ones from PE class. So it's pretty squishy, and if I kick it, it's really hard, it might go over the tree. And we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to kick it nice and easy so you have an idea of what it looks like. Ready? Step, drop, kick. That was pretty good, actually. All right? I don't think I could have done that any better. Now, if you notice down here, I have yellow cones set up and I have the orange cones set up. You can do that with your milk cartons or your orange juice containers. I have a little section so you can kind of challenge yourself. It's not just about punting. This is about making it fun for you. So what I have set up here is I have a section set up right here between the yellow and orange cones. So if you can kick the ball in between these cones here, from the yellow to the orange, you get 1 point. If you can kick the ball between the orange cones, you see I have a little shrubbery in the back there, you get 3. So you just can't kick it as far as you can to get 3 points. So this is working not only on your kicking skills, but your accuracy. All right, because I know any of you can kick a ball hard. All right, but accuracy is a tough thing to work on, a tough thing to learn. Here we go again. Ready? Step, drop. Oh, that was absolutely horrible. Horrible, and that was on tape. Let me get the ball again. Oh no, proof that the PE teacher did not do a good job on that kick. But you're gonna see another one. And again, this ball is like a watermelon ball. It's a little bit thicker than the other ball. I am not blaming it on the ball. All right, so here we go again. Step, drop, kick. It was better. And it landed for 1 point. So you kind of see how that works. Now, if you have multiple balls, that's probably the best idea, but not all of us have multiples like I do here with 2 footballs. All right, so again, work with what you have. That's exactly what a punt looks like. If you are a lefty though, because I know there are some lefties out there, it's exactly the opposite. You step with your right, all right? You drop the ball to your left, and then you kick. All right, it would feel extremely weird with me, but that's how it would look. So step with the right, drop to your left, and the left kicks. All right? Now, if you do not have a tee, that was my next thing. If you don't have a tee, what do you do? Well, obviously a tee helps, because when you set it up on a tee, you set it with the laces out, because this is the next skill, which is kickoffs. You set it with the laces out, and what I usually do is I take 1 step back, 2 step back, 3, beautiful. I slide over a little bit, and then all I do is I can take 1 step, 2 step plant, and then swing through. So again, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 over to my left if you're a righty. Then I take 1 step, 2 step plant, and then I swing through and I get under the ball. Now, if you do not have a tee, you can use rocks. You can use other forms of setting it up. You don't want to put a rock right behind the ball so you end up kicking your foot onto the rock, but you can put things alongside the ball to try to get the ball upright. If you have a partner, your partner can hold the very tip of the ball, the nose of the ball, up for you so you can swing through and kick the ball. All right, so there are ways to do it. All right, and if you don't have somebody, obviously you're going to have to use things that you have around your house. All right, and the biggest thing I'm hearing about a football is I don't have a football. All right, do your best. If you don't have a football, ask a sibling. All right, ask a neighbor, a friend, a cousin. These lessons I post on a Thursday for the previous week. So if you know ahead of time what you're doing, you have the possibilities of finding that equipment. All right, if I post these lessons on a Monday, I'm almost like I'm posting them last second. I need to post them ahead of time so you know what to do. All right, before I kick the ball, if you're a lefty, exactly the opposite. 1 step back, 2, 3, and then over to your left. And then it would be 1 step, 2 step, plant, and swing through and kick. Now here, yes, I want you to work on accuracy, but I also don't want you to blast the ball as far as you can. All right, in the NFL, National Football League, a lot of those kickers are kicking the ball 80 yards downfield on a kickoff. All right, I don't want you to have to do that, but if you have a football, you have a lot of space like I do, try to use your leg, try to use your muscles. All right, so let's try this for real. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, slide. So it's 1, 2, and kick. All right, let me run after it. Camera, stay on me. All right, let's try it one more time. And I used the small one the first time. I call it the watermelon ball in gym class because it's as big as a watermelon. We'll see if it has a difference on the ball. And sometimes you just have to take some time to set it up. So 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, slide. One more time. Oh, that was a bad one. Didn't get it up in the air. All right, that watermelon ball is a tough one, tough cookie. All right, so again, this is the proper way to work on these skills. The first week we did throwing and catching. We did throwing and catching on the move. This week we were working on a bunch of kicking skills, from punting to kickoffs to running with the football. All right, so we're doing a lot of the skills that we would do in PE class. Again, not being in school, it's tough, but I'm trying to make these as fun as possible for you. Hopefully within the next week, my goal is next week to work on Halloween autumn stations. I'm looking forward to doing that. We'll see what happens. I believe we're still going to be hybrid, so if we're still hybrid, we're still going to have to be working from home or teaching from home. All right, so but I look forward to seeing all of you. Again, my office hours are 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, and my office hours in the afternoon are from 2:30 to 3:30. I have not been getting a lot of people signing on to see me, so I assume that you don't have a lot of questions. I know a lot of people are turning in their Google Forms, which is fabulous. I think my first week I had over 200 kids turning in their Google Forms. Week 2 I had roughly around 150, so I did have 50 less, so I was a little worried about that. But then last week, the 3rd week of school, we had roughly 180 kids. So it's kind of like a roller coaster with kids doing their Google Forms and not. So do your best with what you're doing. On my end, I am keeping track in my grade book. I'm trying to reach out to those of you that are not completing your information, but I know for me, I have hundreds of kids I'm trying to reach out to. So it's a lot on my end that I'm trying to do, but on your end, try to do your best to complete these Google Forms. And if you have any questions, please log on during my office hours. If you don't have any questions, please log on. It'd be nice to chat with you from time to time to see how your lesson's going. Even if you don't have any questions in gym class, it's always nice to see your shining faces on during my office hours. All right. So with that said, from the D'Annunzio house, great seeing everybody, and work on these skills. Bye.